year.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, you know somebody that has a Mustang that wasn't here, tell them to come next year. This is a good time, and everyone that, all of the volunteers that have worked here, we thank you so much for coming. Miss Minnesota was here, we thank her very much, she's waving back there. GAB is back there, thank you for coming, one of our sponsors that we sponsor. Anybody got to get the good jokes or anything that they can tell? They got to be clean though.
Yes, it's time.
Hang tight. Here comes Dan. Dan, Nice Wonder. Let's give a round of applause to Dan Nice Wonder, who's the director of this show. He's the guy that put it all together.
All right. We're almost there, guys. Lynn?
Now you see him, now you don't.
He's mine here. Just go, Lynn, go right in the front.
I don't see it on there, and the blue one is...
Perfect. All right, this is as fast as we've actually ever done this show. So if I could, we're going to have people coming up, so if you guys can all take like 5 steps back just in the front, that'd be great. Thank you. It smells better here. Oh, sorry. All right. Well, on behalf of the Lake Country Mustang Club and Mustang at the Islands, the 2 leadership teams for that, it's a subset of the Lake Country Mustang Club. We just want to thank you for coming out. We really appreciate everybody coming, and we appreciate all of the hard work by your volunteers. If you had fun and you're not part of the club, join the club. It's $20, and you get a monthly newsletter. You can zoom in to our monthly meetings if you're not close up to the Bloomington sort of area. We do everything that we do is focused on charity, and so if you're like-minded in that, just join us. We do off-season activities. You like to throw axes, shoot guns, have pizza, do things for Toys for Tots at Christmas, things like that. You would have a good time. So again, we welcome you, and I'd also like to introduce Tom Seberg from Treasure Island. TI is a fantastic partner, and Tom, if you could come up and just give a word or two, that'd be great.
Thanks, Dan. And thank all of you for taking time out of your weekend to be here. On behalf of the Prairie Island Indian community and all of us here at Treasure Island Resort and Casino, we appreciate working with Dan, his team. You can't do an event like this without all the volunteers. So thank you to the volunteers. Some of them were here as early as Wednesday, getting the parking lot ready. We've changed the location. This is the 4th year. We're looking forward to the 5th year. I have to say a few words about Treasure Island, though. All of our events are listed on our website at ticasino.com. Who's doing something next Friday? Because if you're not, we still have tickets to Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top, which will take place right here in our amphitheater. We've got seats left. It's an 8 o'clock show. Gates open at 6. We're giving away 2 more Mustangs inside the casino, 1 today. So come on in after the show. Enjoy what we have in there. We've got a buffet, Today's Steakhouse, Current's Restaurant, really good extreme pizza in the bowling alley. And again, thank you all for being here. Dan, thank you and the club. We're looking forward to next year.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Now that everybody's fly is up, we're all happy here. You know, you can only troll for so long. All right. I've got a handful of folks that I just want to say a special thank you to. Again, to TI. The Tribal Council is the one that decides whether we can do this or not, so we appreciate them. Without Tom and Colin and Deb, we wouldn't have been able to do this as well, so significant support and sponsorship by them. And Tom has just been an advocate, man, back to like 16 working with us, so we really appreciate that. Give them a big round of applause. We want to recognize Team Shelby. Tim Stevie is here. He'll be up to give an award and say a little bit about Team Shelby. He'll also speak a little bit tonight. What a phenomenal organization. Very, very charitable minded, much like our club. And so we appreciate that. We are a chapter of Team Shelby. And they were a significant help to us by underwriting the insurance which is, it's really expensive. If you have a driving event like we did with our crews, it is just ungodly expensive. And so we just really appreciate Team Shelby. Summit Mortgage, Mark Schuby had to take off, unfortunately, but he sponsored the poker chip run. So all of the poker chip prizes were provided by Summit Mortgage. Sparks Automotive, they couldn't be here today, but they're a bronze sponsor. And Team Shelby's actually going to give their award out here coming up. House Ford, Jared Mays is the contact there. They provided us 2 F-150 Lightnings and the Raptor, and so we're going to have a drawing for those. No. Jared's not here, so we can, and I've got the keys, right? So we're all good. But here's the interesting thing. We're out in the middle of nowhere in this parking lot, and where do you get power to do this stuff? We had banks of computers running. We've got all of the audio. We're running it entirely off an F-150 Lightning, so that's pretty cool. EMI Audio. EMI, they sponsored the sound system. We have struggled for the first 3 years for Maddie getting sound. Today's, it wasn't perfect, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the music, and we appreciate David and doing all of that. Gary Curtis for the Gary Curtis driving experience. Gary is back over there by his tent. Friday Track Time. He hires people, and it is not a break-even undertaking for him. And so he not only allowed us to connect into his all-day driving experience, he also ended up with the track time for the parade laps. So we really appreciate that. And then he's here with a tent today. So we appreciate Gary. Robert Kennedy is here. He is speaking at our breakfast tomorrow. If you haven't seen his book, you need to go check the book out. It is so cool. It's a coffee table-like book, tons of pictures, historical facts. And if you're coming to the breakfast tomorrow, you're in for a treat there. Emily Schumacher. Emily is Miss Minnesota. Emily is here someplace. There she is. She's our guest judge, so we appreciate Emily. Our food truck vendors. Lil Fox Wagon, Benny's Bigfoot Barbecue, Midwest Mini Donuts, all 3 of them have donated to the charities, and they'll get rolled up. Their donation will get rolled up into the giant checks that we have this afternoon. So we appreciate them. Without food, I mean, that's a long trek into the restaurants inside the casino, so hopefully we'll all visit them tonight and all that. But we really appreciate the food truck. Did you guys like the food? Good? Excellent. Our charity partners this year, DAV Minnesota and Can Do Canines, we'll bring them up here in a little bit. Maddie Leadership Team, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours put into the planning of this size. If you look in your program, I'm not going to read everybody, but if you look in your program, there's a listing of everybody that headed up a section, and then each section has just a number of volunteers. And so these are the folks that were leading different pieces. And so as the event chair with Lynn and I mean, we couldn't do this if we had to go do each one of those sections either. So it worked out really well. So really appreciate everybody there. And then all of our Lake Country Mustang Club volunteers, let's give all of them a big clap here. Again, if you don't think it's tough, standing on your feet, parking cars in 90-degree weather, when it's a little on the humid side, you need to come and help us next year. So we just really appreciate that. Everything from running the tables to running the raffles and the sound to doing the parking, the front gate, the charity side. It's just a lot of work. And so we really, really appreciate our members. And most of all, we appreciate all of you for coming. Because if you weren't here, we wouldn't have anything to donate. So we appreciate everybody coming. All right, here we go. Now, Mark Schuby is not here, so I need the poker chip awards. These are for first, second, and third places. And again, Mark Schuby at Summit Mortgage, he was the one that sponsored this. These are 3 Amazon gift cards, one for $200, one for $100, and one for $50. And so if David can come up here, that would be great. We're going to have all 3 of you come up. And then we will get a picture of you and with us, and that would be great. So, oh, no wonder I can't find it on my sheet. It's not on my sheet. All right. So the way that this worked is you picked out a blind draw, and then after the draws were all done, we did a blind draw on the values of the chips. We had worked with the statistics department at the University of Minnesota, and to try not to get, that's serious, we did. They thought it was great. to try not to get multiple winners. That's the whole idea, right? So they told us how many chips, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. What are the values? So we ended up with 3 winners, and we didn't get duplicates. So number 1, Mike Schultz. Mike, are you here? That's first place. He gets an Amazon gift card for $200, and Mike, just hang on up here, and we'll get a picture with everybody when you're done. Number 2, Jerry Lyons. Jerry, where are you? She is here someplace. Oh, she left. Well, what's that? You're a husband now. Okay, come on in. Wow. How come it doesn't say the same? It says, I'm not Jerry's husband. Okay, so I said Gary. I suppose it's Jerry. I was thinking of another one. Okay, and then Cindy Overton. Cindy Overton, are you here? You get the $50 Amazon card. Where is she? That'll teach you for sitting in the shade on the other side of the fence. All right, why don't we put the 3 of them in here?
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
David, why don't you go on the other end? We'll put you 3 in the middle, and we'll take a picture. All right, thank you guys very much, and congratulations. All right, here we go. This is all the give back side, the charity checks. Tom is going to come up, I think, or maybe Daryl is going to help him, one of the two. And we've got, so in addition to everything that TI does, they also make a contribution directly to the charities, which is really, really cool, right? They're giving so much to the event, and they've got a couple of checks to give out to the 2 award winners. So if we can get the DAV and the Can Do Canine folks up here, and I will give the mic over to Daryl here. And Daryl is the general manager, right, of Treasure Island?
I am today.
Okay.
Well, sir, on behalf of Treasure Island, we'd like to present you for this small token of our appreciation in support of your organization, DAV.
All right, we appreciate it very much. We appreciate it very much.
Can do canines?
Yep, Can Do Canine. He's negotiating.
I was just trying to get an idea of how many dogs, canines, we actually support with this kind of money, and it's quite substantial. So thank you all for your contributions, giving us the ability to present $1,000 to your organization. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Again, fantastic support of the charities and of the event at large. I mean, this is just really cool. So, thank you, Daryl and Tom. All right. Now, DAV. If DAV can come back up. And then David Kronk, who is the treasurer for the event as well as the club, and Rich Herbers, who is the charity committee lead. He's also on our board of directors.
Big check.
The big check, here we go. You can go in the middle. All right, we'd like to announce that DAV, we're going to give them a check for $8,000.
Thank you very much.
Now, I want to mention that's great. All good? Okay. So thank you. Congratulations again. We really appreciate all that you do.
Well, I appreciate helping us, because all of us are volunteers, and give all this money back out to veterans.
Excellent. Excellent. He'll speak when he comes back up. Okay. And by the way, as part of that amount, Benny's Bigfoot, Minnesota Mini Donuts, and Little Fox Wagon, they all contributed to that amount. So one more hand for the food truck folks. All right, Can Do Canines, here we go. All right, and again, David is our treasurer on this side, and Rich is charity committee, another $8,000. So little do you know, this amount that we've donated is enough. We get to name 2 puppies.
One of
So-
which will be Rich.
Yeah, we're. These 2 voted that they wanted to name them David and Rich, but we'll probably see how that goes. So congratulations again.
Thank you. I think it has to be
All right, here we go. So section winners. These are we had one of the things that we had last year is we didn't have enough spaces for all the cars, so we put more spaces than we thought we'd need. We didn't fill them all, but for every section of numbers, 100s, 200s, 300s, and so forth, that had cars in them, we haven't picked, you all have picked the top 3. And so I'm going to call those out, and we'll go section by section, and then we've got some special awards. All right, section 100. These are in no particular order, but you're in the top 3. These are the 3 that make up the top 3. Jason Mooring, and you have to be present to win. Jason Mooring in a 66 Mustang Red Coupe. Jason here, he was in spot 110. Jason? He's coming? All right, number 2, or the second, not number 2, but Jim Kervita in a 67 GT500. Jason? Yep. All right, congratulations. And Jim, is Jim Kervita here? No, Jim Kervita. All right. Mike Schultz, again. Congratulations, Mike. Very good. Okay, and Jim Kervita, you are not here, correct? Mike Plotty, sorry. Mike, are you here? It's a 93 Fox body, red. Are you Mike? You're Mike? But you're Mike. Excellent. All right, we've got our show directors here, and you guys can just